Maintenance, please report to David Sabatini. Maintenance, please report to David Sabatini. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Let me get myself situated here. I forgot to go live on Instagram as always, so give me a second here. Working on a spaceship. Why not? Gotta entice people to click on it. Public. Next. Let's see. Hopefully you all had a good week. It's been a week. I'm very happy the week is over. Okay. Go live, and let's go live on Instagram, shall we? Maybe? There we go. Go live on Instagram. Okay. All right. Good evening, Michael Odin. How are you? Space Glitter Unicorn, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of soul searching on this thing, and boy, did I learn a lot. Okay, so I have completely changed the way that I do panels, which is both awesome and kind of annoying because I have to redo the panels. But I'm going to be doing that tonight to finish this off and then start doing other cool things with it. So let me get my PureRef open. Let's see. Excited to see ZBrush action. It'll be coming. I finally got... So, for those of you who don't know, and if you didn't see the last video I uploaded, I canceled my ZBrush subscription because I have moved over... I have moved back to my college license, which was apparently updated to 2022, and I had no idea. So I'm still getting situated with all that and getting everything moved over. But yeah, eventually I'll be working on Death again, which is good. So I got everything kind of changed back over, but I got tired of paying subscription fees for that software and not using it as much as I want to be using it. Because it's expensive, man. Like $60 a month almost. Okay, so I got my concept art. Let's see here. Sing 3D, hello, how are you? Okay, I think we're good to go. I do need to set this up, though, since they have kind of screwed me here. but I think that's good. Let me know if there are any weird issues that pop up because I can't see my camera in my stream right now, but I can at least see all of your messages and everything. So that's good. That's the important part. Let's see. All right. But yeah, no, ZBrush stuff will be coming back eventually. Okay, so what I've done, you can see how nice and just pretty all of these just clip together now. Still kind of working on this area a little bit, but I was watching, who was I watching? I was watching a little bit of On Mars 3D and a little bit of Andrew Hodgson. And I was able to pull enough information from 10 different videos on a better way to do this. And so I am now doing it that way. All right, cool. James Medina, that's kind of rude to do that. Don't be doing that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this one now. Let's see, but how's everybody doing? How's your how was your week? Anybody working on any cool projects tonight? You guys doing anything cool right now? Okay. Oh, and I didn't even show you guys what I was doing. Yeah. So the difference here, these panels are basically just hollow now. I'm not really filling them in anymore. I'm just leaving them as sheets basically, and I'm snapping everything together, and the look is so much nicer. Have you left gaps in the panels, or are they detached but airtight? So basically, yeah, they're basically attached, right? Some of them still need a little bit of finessing, but if we look like right here, right? There's really no gap there, and if you look at the back, it's because everything's just linked together, but because of the way this smooths, you get that nice panel line. So that's what I was shooting for, was getting this really clean panel line. So it looks like there's just a little bit of a gap, but it's just a hard surface detail, basically, at that point. Salem, been working on my axe gun. Bit more from Discord. Got those welds down, hoping to move on to something more in the wood details, maybe the barrel next. Nice, that's cool. I'm glad that's going well for you. Been doing a lot of character modeling for work. Nice, that's fun. I'm bad at characters. I'm not good at it. I still have not figured out how people do it. I know. I never considered it either. So, you're not alone in that. I was actually kind of really mad at myself when I figured it out, because I had like redone so much of this constantly. So basically all I'm doing here is I'm taking whatever panels are considered connecting panels to the next panel, and then I'm isolating. So I can see now, like, okay, so here's my issue, and then I will just start kind of reconnecting things and reflowing my topo. One of the big issues here, though, is going to be this little thing here. So let's do this. Turn on my wireframe. So the problem that I'm having here is that these are too much. So let's just do this. I'm gonna get rid of those. And then I'm just gonna start kind of snapping, but what I'll do is I'll just kind of pull it a little bit. I want to get as much like separation from this as possible. And then I'm gonna cut this in half, because I don't need it all. All right, so if I take a look at this here, just snap it to this corner here. And then the rest will just be trying to kind of fit everything together, depending on how the topology flows. All right. The amount of hours I spent messing up panels. Panels suck. Anyone who tells you any differently is lying. I have tried to do panels on so many projects, and it's always miserable. And I just don't know why. But it's much better now. This is not bad. I can put up with this, because like I wanted to do this project in a way that did not require me to use a bunch of height maps to fake the panels, because that's what I did with my ship. I faked all of the panels except for like a couple of them, and I didn't want to do that this time. Oh, when I get stuck making structures or vehicles, it's a struggle. Characters are the best. Oh, that's fair. I really want to get into characters because I like the idea of making my own characters really cool. I think that would be really cool. Like, I do like that idea, having the power to just create a human for, you know, out of nothing. I just don't know how much like time I want to dedicate to learning that, because I don't necessarily want to be a character artist. But who knows? Recommend books like Anatomy for Three. That is a good book. Yeah, I've got that one. I love that book. I need to do a refresher on that book actually. I feel like I've been trying to like overload myself with a bunch of stuff these past couple of days, or like weeks at this point now. So I'm trying to like dial back a little bit and like get back to focusing on what I do care about. Which is my portfolio and my hard surface modeling. Okay, so that should snap to the center. Okay, so those all snap. That's all pretty beautiful now. So I just need to add these extra loops in here, which this should be kind of interesting. Where does this go? So that goes all the way across. So that's going to be a primary pinch point. Come on, turn off. There we go. That should line up pretty well. Yeah. So that's good. So you can see how this kind of starts to take shape a little bit. And then I need to carry these through. So let's go over here. I'm also really trying to force myself to get better at using the little pop-up menus. I'm still really bad at it. Let's see how we're looking shape-wise on that. That's good. And I need to add one down here. Anybody gone and seen Fantastic Four yet? Is it any good? I bought tickets for it on Monday. Let's see. Funnily enough, okay, hold on. I think I missed some messages. Funnily enough, it seems every project requires panel lines. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. Like, if you're really doing like hard surface stuff, absolutely. What's up, HXDAS? How are you? It seems the majority of 3D jobs are character effects artists. Yeah, it does tend to look that way. I think it's because it's a little bit harder to find the other like people for the other positions, so they generally don't like move around too much. I remember a while ago somebody had jumped into my stream and they were telling me that they were having like a hell of a time finding hard surface artists. To which I was like, "Come on, job, please." But yeah, so I don't know if it's just more difficult or if they just have too many people. I don't know. I don't really know what the case is. All right, so how do I want to do this? I think this needs to, let's see. Do this, and this is where this panel needs to kind of, so I know that this is going to change here. What happened there? Oh, it's because oh, shoot. I didn't want that to happen. Are those just extra? What happened? I just mirrored this. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, that worked really well when I mirrored it, didn't it? Oh, that jacked everything up. Crap. Okay. Let me fix this real quick, otherwise it's gonna drive me nuts. That will hopefully be just fine. Okay. This actually shouldn't even close necessarily. I don't know why it's like that. I'll have to take a look at that. Okay. Let's see. For character modeling... Oh, okay, hold on. For character modeling and animation, I recommend Stop Staring from Jason Osipa. Oh, I've never heard of that one. I'll have to look it up. How to find jobs and internship by freshers in UK by our country. I don't know in the UK, unfortunately, because I don't live there. I'm not really sure. London-based studios do a lot of internships and stuff. Depends on whether you can afford to relocate to London. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I saw, what was I looking at the other day? I think it was ILM. Was it ILM? I think it was ILM. They had a bunch of jobs in London. Let's see. I'm waiting to see it. Oh, okay. Good morning. Anil Kumar. Hey, how's it going? Don't sleep on environmental art. I have tried so many times, and I don't know. I'm gonna do some different stuff with this. We're gonna do some Unreal Engine stuff with this, so that's gonna be cool. But yeah. Hey, dude, how you doing? I am alive. How are you doing? Tap our website to find jobs in U.S. LinkedIn, any one of those is usually pretty good. Just depends on like what you're looking for and where you're looking. Okay, I need to. I want to fix this now. Okay. So this one is going to start slightly kind of curving upwards. So we just want to slightly move that. I want to get this as close to the actual thing as possible. The form on this ship is finally taking shape. It's only taken a ridiculous amount of time. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So what I want to do here is I'm going to snap this guy to here. Pull that down, just kind of merge that together a bit. And then kind of the same thing here. Vertex. Okay, so now when I smooth that, those should link up really nicely. Look at how pretty that is. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. You'll only find 3D jobs by going directly through the company's website and also recruiters on LinkedIn, but good luck in the UK. It's a barren wasteland. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of that way everywhere, unfortunately. It sucks, but it's alright. Consistently working on the Basilisk, watching Mobland on Paramount. Nice. I have never seen... That's the one with, is that with Tom Hardy? That's the new one, isn't it? Is it any good? I was mildly tempted to watch it. Gotta get that topo looking clean. Okay. Beautiful. Let's see. Needed something to throw on in the background, and it's good. 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 Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Where'd my music go? There it is. I am actually currently... How's this doing? I'm trying to recover a hard drive currently. Because I just lost 2 of my hard drives. I have a hard drive enclosure that just likes to delete the boot partitions on them. So I'm trying to recover those in the background. What's up, Gotham? How are you? What's up? More work on the ship. Yeah. So I've found a new workflow for my panels, and it's much better. Let me turn off shading. Much cleaner. Up here is where I spent most of the time yesterday after I figured all this out. So, it's coming along now. What's up, Tamuzu? How you doing, man? Everybody on Instagram, I do want to remind you guys, please stop trying to, like, bait people to come like your pages. That's not cool. Don't do that on people's live streams. Just as a reminder. I can't ban, but I can publicly shame, and I will. Let's see. Is YouTube has a new update? Volume slider is different from old? I don't know. Maybe. That's a thing regarding Insta? Yep. I've had 2 people do it now. Today. So. Just try to keep that on the low, guys. Build your social media like we all built ours. Looking good. Running a fever, but finally off shift now so I can sink into a bunch of ibuprofen and model. Why don't you rest? Did I just duplicate that? I did duplicate that. Why did I do that? Oh. What? Okay. Whatever. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Whenever Maya does some weird, like, CZ thing like that, it's time to save. Alright, so these are matching up much better now. So the next thing that I've been doing, which has been kind of an interesting little game changer too, is taking these and then going and doing this. Where is it? No, it's I did this like 4 times the other day. Where is it? Lattice. No. Wasn't lattice? Lattice. There it is. That's what I've been doing. So this is really nice, except I didn't... Hold on. Alright, so I need, let's do 6. There we go. Okay. So this has been really good for just reshaping stuff. So I should be able to just kind of pull that up a little bit. Just kind of trying to, like, smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Yep, I like that. Sweet. That's a much more clean kind of transition. Let's see. Sai Kumar, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Alright, so let's figure out why this did this, because I really don't actually know why this did this. I don't recall not deleting that. In fact, I'm almost positive that I did, because I wouldn't have left that behind. So let's just... Yeah, something got screwy here. I don't really know what happened. Come on, man, you know here. By now, lettuce are a great way to adjust without destroying everything. Yeah, I always, like, stayed away from them. But it's definitely been super duper helpful on this project. I never imagined this would be as, like, difficult as it is, but it's such a weird organic shape that I guess I should have just known better. Also, if this could just stop acting stupid. It's the damn mirror command. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that should be solid now. So as long as that's centered, and it is, I'm gonna go mesh, mirror. Hold on, mesh, mirror. Okay, bounding box. Positive. Okay, that's why. Object. Why though? World. It just does. Oh, you know why? I know why. Hold on. Okay, let's try that again. I don't think I cleared history on that. Oh, maybe not. No, it just looks like it wants to hate me today. It's fun. Okay, well, we'll do it the manual way. I'm not going to mess with it. Center the world. Oh, look at you. Okay. Man, Maya's not acting super kind to me tonight. Alright, let's go combine. Vertex. I used Blender for the first time last night, minus the donut tutorial. It was a weird experience. But it worked. It's not going to work that way. Okay. I was actually hoping it wasn't going to work because I was just hoping that like my answer was going to have to be Houdini or something stupid, but it worked really well. Let's see, I've become addicted to the freedom of being able to use the move brush in ZBrush to clean up panels, and yeah, I bet, I'm sure. I still haven't tried hard surface in ZBrush. I'm glad though that I have a copy of it, thankfully. So I don't have to worry about a subscription fee anymore, because like I was paying for it to just sit there on my desktop and that was killing me. Okay. Yeah, Blender's shatter plugin, pretty awesome. Okay, I think that's good. This is looking pretty solid too. I'll have to kind of seal that up a little bit. Roy, 33 months. Thank you so much. Did I just hang up on that? No, I didn't mean to. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Being able to do hard surface on Maya makes you a demigod. It's the best way to do it. I mean, that's probably not true. But it's the way that I enjoy to do it. Roy, thank you so much for the subscription. Did you see my message on Discord? Let me know. Okay, so I really want to... I need to seal this off. So we're going to do this. And we're just going to do a little bit of flow reduction? Redirection? That's the word I'm looking for. I'm stupid. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And uh-huh. So that should... Yep, hides it just enough. That's all I wanted. Oh, and that also creates a massive problem. Okay. that's kind of the nice thing with doing it this way, is you don't have to necessarily deal with that. But when you start adding these extra loops like this, or these like faces, you start to run into issues. Okay, so this needs to be pulled in. I did. She's doing okay, about the same, but going to be very slow healing. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's doing okay. Just wanted to make sure she's doing all right. I don't want to do that way. Or do I? That's fine. Then this guy I can actually just kind of pull forward a bit. That should work out. Yeah, that works out really well. Cool. Only thing now is that I'm losing my corner here a little bit. So I just need to add that extra bit of support there. There we go. That's better. Cool. Let's see. What would be the best software for hard surface then? It depends. It depends on how you're like used to working. ZBrush is super powerful now for hard surface stuff. I myself have never done it because I just enjoy doing it in Maya, but it'll be on my list to experiment with someday. So it really just depends. My thing with ZBrush is I don't know how much retopology is required after you pull it out of the project, and I try to avoid retopology as much as possible, so I don't really know. We're hoping by the end of the weekend her balance comes back, but from the progress will be very slow. Yeah. I'm glad she's just doing okay. Like, that is more than you could hope for right now, which is good. So, hopefully nothing but good updates going forward. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and extrude this a little bit. So, this is where I need to kind of create... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Just create a little bit of a lip. And this lip is going to be used to just kind of fill that gap. So this should now, in theory, have a nice kind of, yeah. So you get this nice kind of like, it terminates it. So the problem with panels is that I've noticed that if you don't kind of press them together properly, you start to get little gaps, like looking through it. So the big thing is to avoid the gaps at all possible. So that's why I do that little extra extrusion. Zero mesher with some creases on certain edges gives you really good retopology. Thanks for the answer, dude. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I haven't played with it too much. I'm still a baby compared to with ZBrush, so depends on how clean you keep it as you work. No reason to have everything clean on the fly if you work it into your process. That's true. That's true. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and mirror this one. Let's see if this one does it. I wonder if this is going to do it. It's my center pivot not working. Edit. Oh. Something's weird with my center pivot today. Whatever. I'll just use my world one. Wow. I know if I turn that off, it won't do it. But, like, that's really weird. I don't know why that's happening. Hiya, I forgot that you do stream when it's 3 p.m. here. I just stopped working on my 3D hard surface for going to sleep. I wish I could have watched your live show while I worked, while I suppose watching you tomorrow. All right, Mr. Puppet, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Remeshing has come a long way for what it's worth. That's true. Do I just... Yeah. Fine. I don't know why it's doing that tonight. Sometimes Maya just does this. It's really frustrating. But it's fine. I'll just manually merge a couple of these things. Not gonna really stress about it too much. It's honestly not that bad. It could be much worse. Should be good. All right, sweet. So now, I don't like the way the front's looking, but that's a fun one. I'll clean that up a little bit later. Show isolate view selected. I just want to make sure these panels are actually fitting together now. Oh yeah, so much better, so much nicer. It's me who asked for texel density on the server. I think I understood, but I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I did. Watching the Doom Eternal team talk about their workflow and how they use primarily ZModeler and Remesher to model their characters was pretty eye-opening. Even low poly was a work of art. Yeah. Just the way that like Bethesda and id have like, they have their style now, and like their creatures and everything. Just like, oh, it's my favorite. Let's see. Captain Mr. Sir, is my request you gaming industry knowledge and modeling. Can you reword that? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. Let's take a look at this next one. There's a problem. Okay, so we're gonna look at these. Shift I. Oh. Damn, man. I don't know what's going on with my my mirror tool today, but that's incredibly frustrating. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. That should be okay. Cool. That's better. All right. So let's look at this. I got pulled just a little bit because of that lattice. All right. Yeah, watching the videos I watched the other day, because I was getting so frustrated with this, really actually helped a lot with, like, just changing the way I think about, like, topology now. Like, it was incredibly helpful. And so if you guys don't know who Andrew or On Mars are, make sure you're watching them. They both have incredible tips. Good work. Thank you, Paper. How are you doing? Just make sure that's actually linking to that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Beautiful. Kind of. What? Oh. Yeah. Okay, so that loop is actually just kind of unnecessary, so we're gonna get rid of it. How's that looking? Pretty good. Oh, that's not smoothed. There we go. Alright, cool. So, a little bit of a mismatch here. That's alright. Let's see. Have a bunch of clips from that presentation saved. Definitely need to work towards that level of detail and control. Humbling stuff. Yeah, dude, it's wild the way some of those guys do stuff. Like, just seeing some of like the artists that I follow, like the amount of stuff that they manage to like pull out of everything that they do, I'm like, it's wild, man. Just trying to get there every single day. Okay. So that's gonna not do that anyway until I kind of build it out. So let's do this. Going to 1. Okay. Yeah, if you guys ever like want to like look at what inspires me, look at the designs that it does, because like some of their hard surface work, I'm like, dude, it's insane. My goal is to enter the gaming industry. That's a good goal. It's a good goal to have. I floated the idea of doing both. I haven't really decided. Of course, there's like no jobs available right now anyway, so it's kind of a pipe dream for now. Okay. So let's get these kind of lined up the way they need to be. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So this part, all right. I don't know why I'm not working in halves like I usually do. There we go. So what I try to do is get these as close to possible. And then I'll just snap these. Pop. Alright, so that one's good. Not entirely sure what happened here, but let's fix it. Oh, that's why I did that. Yeah, because that fits down. Okay, I see what I did. Yep, that's why I did that. Never mind. Don't pay attention to me. It is kind of weird, though, that... Wait a minute. Why is it... Oh, you know why? There's an extra loop through here. That's why. Yeah, we'll fix that. Let's see. How to improve my skills as a 3D artist. Practice, practice, practice. Lots of practice. Start making sure you're picking projects that are actually going to challenge you and continue working at that. Why not merge the two parts to make it one and then separate by face and extrude face into shell? Because I like the way this works better. That's just a weird issue that I just noticed I was having, so not super stressed about it. But this was originally one part, but in order to split them, you have to, you know, cut them up, so. Okay. So we're just gonna start snapping. Cool. So you snap to here. We'll take this guy. Snap to there. All right. Cool. So what I'm gonna do then, actually gonna delete that face. Let's figure that out. What's up, Lyso Atar? How are you? When Substance Painter decided to crash when I saved a project, I've had that happen a lot. I hate that. Thankfully, usually it saves. So I give it credit for that. At least it actually saves when it does that. So I was doing, if you guys saw my story today, I'm playing with some like glass dynamics and stuff. I can't even count the amount of times that Maya has just died on me because of too much nucleus information for the particle system, too much like glass shards, like too much just looking at it wrong. It's crashed so many times that I kind of gave up on it today. Definitely been a pain in my side today. Okay, so this is completely unnecessary. I don't know why that's even there. That's what's causing my problem over here. Okay. Should hopefully be pretty damn close. Kind of, sort of, not really. So why are you like that? Is it because of this loop? Nope. I know it's not because of that, so that's interesting. It's the first time I've had that issue. I have PTSD from my autosave function. It corrupted my file and lost hours. Yeah, that's why I only use the increment and save. I stopped using autosave a long time ago. I didn't have very good luck with it either. It's just like a really underdeveloped feature. Oh, that's why it's... Wait a minute. I bet you if I support that... Yeah, that's gonna be... That's the problem. So, that has to be blended in. Or just left off completely, which I can't do. This is where it gets difficult, is blending these together. I can try to just... Let's see. Because they still need support. But they also need to blend into the model, so that's kind of a problem. That might work, though. Oops. Yeah, I hate that, actually. No, I don't like that at all. The other option is to just kind of... Let me think about this one. I have the quick save function in ZBrush. Too large a file size I don't have. Oh, dude, I know. ZBrush is like on a rampage when it comes to auto saving. I need to disable that, or like at least turn it down, because like, good God. All right, so why are we like this? Let me think about this. Let me think this through. We're like this because there is a supporting polygon edge here that needs to be either not existent or somehow refined. So let's think about this a bit. Because when I smooth it, it gets closer. But it also has no support. So this is an issue. This is a bit of an issue. So the problem is that in order to get this to smooth, there's missing geometry here in the center, and then it's being kind of like extra supported. So you have two objects that are kind of like faking that support. And so to add that support, it then creates more of a kind of an odd shape. So I gotta figure out what I need to do here. But could do, let's try that. Hold on. We're gonna try that. Okay. I don't necessarily think this is gonna work, but it might do some sort of good. Because what that's going to do is kind of merge that into the body. So that's really, yeah, that actually kind of worked. It just looks like shit. So let's do this. Only ever save tools in ZBrush, way too much space taken up otherwise. Wait, only ever save tools in ZBrush. Yeah, that's fair. Wait, so you don't use the project? Like Z projects or whatever the file format is? Am I the only one who uses Z projects? I don't think this is going to work either, but just trying to find a way that allows me to... Okay, so that's not too bad. That kind of flows better into the body. And it allows these two panels to kind of combine a bit, so I think that's what I'll end up doing. Which means I'm going to have to delete this again. Which is fine. Yeah, that's looking so much cleaner. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Z tools all day. The Z project is blue. I haven't tried to save as a Z tool, so I guess I should try that. Does it preserves your history and everything? Again, this shows how much I've actually spent time in that software. No, it does not. No. Oh, okay. See, but I like being able to have my history. I guess that explains... Hold on. How big was my Citipati bust? I guess that'll tell me how much storage I waste. Hold on. 2025, Citipati, ZBrush. I mean, it's not that bad. 700 megs? Granted, I have like 30 different copies of it. This is just my incremental saving. That could be worse. That's one of the reasons that projects are useful. Yeah, I think I'll probably continue using projects because I like having history. History is the most of the bloat. I really only keep history if I want time-lapse at the end. Rather just commit. See what the content. Gotta have the content, man. Very few people care about that, so like I totally understand that you don't. How else am I going to be able to just Control Z through everything and speed it up and upload it on a video for 10 people to see? Is there any way to autosave with incrementals like it saves every 2 minutes? That's a good question. I don't think so. Maybe. No, not that I can see here. You might be able to do some sort of mel script that does that for you, though. You just have to, I guess, have some way to run it on a timer. Yeah, I don't really know how that would go. Gotta do it for the gram, exactly. Exactly. Alright. That's looking so much better. I was, like, actually hating this thing last week. Okay, so that's centered right now. So if I center my pivot... Why is it doing that? Weird. So if I mirror it... It's still broken as hell. Yeah. I don't really understand. Like, I know I can offset it, but that doesn't help me at all. Yeah, I don't really get what's going on there. Not too sure. Guess I'll just do it by hand. It's fine. Found a market gap. I'm gonna code that. Mel now. Yeah, there you go. I have actually been doing a lot of Mel stuff lately because I keep finding things I want solutions for, and can't seem to find somebody who makes the solutions. So I did find this really okay. Yeah, check this out. Hold on. I found this really neat script yesterday. It's funny because I was I saw that it was a new there was like this new feature in Blender. I forgot what the hell it was called, but basically it does the same function. I'll show you guys what it is. But I was looking to see if anyone had made a script that did that, and nobody did. And then I saw this random YouTube video. This guy's like, hey, I made this script that does this. So, if I wanted to, like, let me save this real quick. So if I want to just, like, whoops, what the hell? Oh, I was holding Q. I want to just like take this and say, oops, I accidentally deleted that. I can now go just click this, open up this little script here called QPatch, and quad patch it. And it just quad patches it perfectly. No issues. So nice. Let's see. Okay. Check double edges. Wait, check double edges. Maybe you're in smooth preview. No, it's good. I had to do that because of the for whatever reason my mirror plugin's not working today. All right, hello. Quick question that I am struggling with Maya Arnold render. The final rendered image, the colors look quite different. How can I fix that? I tried everything that I could. Okay, so when you're rendering, you're probably rendering in the wrong color space. So you need to go, where the hell is that option? Oh, I know it's in here somewhere. There's a setting in here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It might be in the render preview window. Let's see. Why can't I remember where that is? Give me a second. Hold on. I know this exists. Change color. What is it? Where is it? It is Arnold Render tab, color management. Okay, cool. So this is what you got to do. Go here, Arnold Renderer, and then should be, is it in here? Advanced. Should be in here somewhere. This is down here. You're looking for the color management area, and there should be, let's see, where the hell is that setting? Diagnostics, don't need any of that. Why can't I remember where that was? I've had to change it so many freaking times. Oh, you know what? It might be, hold on. Settings, preferences. That's fine. Ah, here we go. Color management. Make sure that your settings and color management are set to ACES, and then your display is sRGB. So you want to be rendering in ACES, and then you want to be displaying in sRGB. That should hopefully fix that for you. ACES strikes again. It's always ACES, man. Something I haven't done till this year is painting custom scattering maps. Ooh, those are fun. It took me a minute to figure out how Substance kind of does those, but it's really cool. Do you use some plugin or script from Maya, not animation, for modeling? Yeah, I do. I use a couple. I use this quad fill hole, which is really nice for filling like circular holes with quads. And then I use this new one that I just found the other day, which is that patch fill that I just showed off. Going to sleep. It's 4 a.m. here. You have a good night. Get some good sleep. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. The other thing you can do, too, if you're having weird issues, is cycle through your actual values up here. Make sure that you're not on something weird. A couple of these buttons I would show you, but I don't have a render right now. They'll let you cycle through your actual color setup, and then make sure you're on your beauty render. Wait, I'll wait for the plugin. What's your plugin? So this one is called GN Quad Fill Hole. It's made by Gabriel Naboo on ArtStation. Yes, ArtStation. This one allows you to, so like if you wanted to like have a cylinder, right? And like we all know that we shouldn't be using poles like that, so just go there, a boom, quad fill. That tool, super helpful. That saves a lot. The other one is the panel fill. So like if I drag across, oops, if I dragged across, deleted this by accident, instead of like rebridging all of this, I can just select the entire thing, go up here and rebuild it. And then it's good to go. So those are the two plugins I use currently. I might find more in the future. Okay. Control D, W, -1. Combine. I really hate that my mirror tool's not working, but it's fine. Do you have a link? Here. So the ArtStation one. This one. Where is it? There it is. So this GN quad fill. You're on Twitch. So if you can see that, that's for the quad fill. And then the other one. Let's see if I can find it. I'd have to go look back at my YouTube history, but if you are in the Discord, I'll find it later, and I'll drop it in the tools. I should probably just like build like a channel for Maya scripts, if I'm being totally honest. Probably a good idea. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Back to combining things. Oh. Okay, so this needs some support. Now I can actually do this. One. Okay, so let's start matching some of this, because it needs a lot. I'm excited to finally be making progress on this again. I don't know if you guys ever get stuck in those periods where you feel like you're not making any progress on any project ever. It's a miserable experience. But that is how this thing has felt for the past couple of weeks. I'm in that phase right now. Okay, thank God we're all just together going through this horrible fucking phase. Yeah, I feel like the Joker, the Batman, because I'm working on this creature, so I'm okay with it. No, yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the season. Maybe that's what it is. The moon, Venus is in retrograde or some shit. Something's screwing us all up. That's what people say, right? Venus is in retrograde. Is that how that works? I don't really know if that's how that works. Oh, what's up, Axman? How you doing? Let's just get these all snapped together. And I'll come in here and just validate these are getting snapped together. They are currently not, so... Going to sleep? No. Have a good night/day. You too, Mr. Puppet. Get some good sleep. What you're cooking up? I will show you in just a second here. Make sure those are smooth and working. Yeah. Almost perfect. That's a great idea, SGI. I will do that in just a second. So this is the concept ship that I've been working on. Super fun. Been enjoying this. Finally, feel like it's actually shaping up like the concept art. I think I need to do a little bit of work on the front to pull it out a bit, but getting there. Alright, let me clear my history on this and save it. Increment and save. Sexy, thank you, appreciate it. think... one second. Let me just check something here. It looks to me like Instagram has killed my stream. Instagram has killed my stream. Thanks, Instagram. I love you so much. Oh, I love that platform. Discard the video. Discard. God, it's so stupid. Back with the ship. Was that at an hour? Yeah, it's probably about an hour. I don't understand that, man. If you guys ever want to do social media, this is what it looks like. Constantly dealing with platforms doing stupid things. Go live. Nice hat, my dude. Thanks, man. You guys can get these in my store. I do have a store now, which is kind of weird to say. You can also get a mug. There's some stuff. There's some stuff in there. I'm not pushing it too much just because, like, it's there. More so, I just really wanted a hat, so. What's this crown thing sitting next to my name? I think that means that you got all of the XP or something with YouTube. There's, like, this new, like, XP thing. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I think that's what the crown is on YouTube. Or you... I don't know. Are you subscribed to the channel as a member? That might be it, too. What does increment save do? Increment save works like this. So whenever you hit increment save, you're basically saving, you know, in increments. I know that sounds really dumb to say, but this is what it looks like. So if I go into my scenes folder, so the original file was Interceptor V001, and then increment save adds this increment at the end of it. So each one of these is a different version that I can kind of go back to if I need to, and look at like something that changed between each version. I do it mainly as a way to consistently keep backups because it saves a lot of information over the period of like working on a model. But yeah, I just use that. So that it's also nice so you don't have to go back and rename like version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, like I started to do on this one. Let's see. Is that a bird I'm hearing? Yes, it is. That is my cockatiel peekabooing me constantly. I have 2 cockatiels. It's the lack of the hot tub, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'll get a hot tub, a 3D hot tub stream. Dude, a hot tub sounds so miserable right now because it's burning lava hot outside. Could I suggest a keyboard overlay? Yeah, I need to find one. It's a solid request. A lot of people have had one. If you have any ideas on like which ones I could use, shoot them my way because I wouldn't mind looking. Darn, I'm winning a game I didn't realize I was playing. What game? Okay. So that's all right. That kind of handles that. This guy, I can just make 1. Okay, so that kind of takes care of that, really. I'm gonna do one more increment save, and then we're gonna stretch this thing out a little bit. Alright, so let's use a deformer on this junk. Don't need that. Just want this. Okay. So we're gonna go deform, we're gonna do lattice. Pull. Push. Only Twitch and IG. No, I do Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Do you use OBS to stream or something similar? There's a very easy way to set it up. I can shoot one to you if you know. Yeah, I use OBS, so if you want to... Oh, no, that won't work because I use OBS on a computer behind me. So OBS runs back there. So if it can, like, look at my network activity somehow, maybe, but it has to be local on my machine. Because I do a dual PC setup. That's not what I wanted. That's better. Now what's strange is... Did I... I did adjust that panel. I didn't realize I adjusted that. JK, I didn't. Weird. Can't wait to reboot my PC to hopefully fix my mirror command, because I don't really know why that's not working. Show isolate view selected. Okay, that should be golden now. We are good. Cool. Beautiful. Why is the stream not showing on YouTube? Is it only me? I don't know. I'm talking to people who are on YouTube. Just browse to my channel. Sometimes it doesn't push it through. I don't know. Social media's been weird lately. It's weird. I've spent so much time learning Bifrost. It's almost refreshing to watch some classic modeling. That's how I feel after I like move over to like texturing and stuff. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Come on, go back. I despise this. Yeah, because like after spending like weeks texturing or something like that, going back to regular modeling is like so nice. How's it going? Missed the last 2 streams because I was in the hospital. I see I missed some work. Dude, are you okay? I hope you're alright. Yes, there's been a lot of progress. But it's good to see you, Connor. Very cool. I'll look for one now because it would help a lot of people, including myself. Yeah, no, absolutely. If you can find something. I haven't put much time searching into it, but I probably should. Kind of my bad. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Alright, let's look at this. Alright, so... you know what? That kind of sucks. Let's see, so that kind of breaks to that. Oh, I see. Okay. So, that's... That's an interesting panel, and that's going to be an interesting thing to cut. Now that I'm looking at it. Alright. Let's take a look at this, because this is currently not shaped properly, so... I'll reduce that to 4. Apply. Okay. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's fine. Not really a big deal. Why can't I click those? So a little bit like rounder bellied. Yeah. And then it kind of scoops up. And I realized I just kind of did that on one half only, so that kind of sucks. It's fine. How many times am I going to have to recreate this piece tonight? Maybe it'll be nice to me and it'll let me mirror now. Let's do this. Hold on. Reset all settings. Apply. Okay. I can already tell this isn't going to work. It wants to. Yeah, it wants to. But it's not going to. Oh, wait. Is that all it was? How did that get turned all the way up to 5? Dude, is that really all that was? Oh, I'm so mad. That sucks. Let's see. Seemed to be okay now. It was a partial battle obstruction, not going to resolve itself. 90s. Oh, damn, dude. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're okay. What's up, Crix? It was not showing on the subsection. I had to search this channel. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing okay, Connor. That's scary stuff for sure. Let's see. Yeah, you get so caught up in certain processes, the classic stuff you originally jumped into in the game starts to look like a distant memory. You start, yeah. That's why I got a playlist full of tutorials for things I've done a million times already. Yeah, I write a bunch of stuff down in my notebook. I'm doing good, Crix. How are you doing? You will have to remake it till you get it right. I feel like that's, yeah, it's always modeling, man. What's up, chat reopener? How are you doing? Is there any possibility of you doing product visualization in your stream? So, simple issue gives me every time. Yeah, I know. Gotta go later. All right, Axeman, we'll see you later. So, in regards to the question of the visualization on my stream, I won't be doing like product visualization on stream, so to speak, but coming out in the next week or so, just because I haven't had any freaking time to work on it, is going to be this. Hold on a second. Where is it? Where did I put it? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, so I have been building a micro course. So this is going to be available to members on YouTube as well as Patreon members. The micro course itself is going to be start to finish modeling, texturing, rendering, and look development on an iPhone 16. So I'm going to go through the whole process on how to do that. And I'm working on doing a couple of creative rendering videos to kind of change it up a little bit because there's some initial ideas that I want to do with the first like render itself. But most of the other stuff I want to do like your standard like Apple style product renders. So that is coming. It's just taking time to make it because I thought it was going to be easy to record all of it, but it turns out it just takes a ton of time. Let's see. I'm great. How are you? I'm doing good. Did you watch the Battlefield 6 trailer? I did. I am cautiously optimistic, but after the letdown that was 2042, I don't know, man. Don't know. No, not the glass. Yeah, the glass is just for my own personal, like, breaking things. I had the idea while I was at the gym the other day, and instantly started hating myself working on it. So I put that away for a little while. Did a bit of research. I think it's possible with a plugin on OBS called NDI using an overlay. I think it's complicated with 2 computers. Okay, I'll see if there's something. I don't know. There's probably a piece of software. Let's see. Keyboard. Keyboard. Push. Display. App. Maybe. I don't even know what I'm looking for, really. Keyboard presses on your screen. Keystroke visualizer. What's this? $20. Okay. Don't necessarily want to spend $20 on it, but I'm sure there's a free one somewhere. Look at that. There's a free one right there. Oh. It's a trial. 70% off? Is this Gumroad? It is Gumroad. $12? Yeah. Alright. I'll take a look. There's a couple options. Cautiously optimistic is the right word for new games. Yeah, Look, the last new game that I played that I thoroughly was super impressed with and, like, loved everything about was Clair Obscur. And that wasn't even a AAA title, so... I tend to be really optimistic on AAA titles. I still haven't even finished Doom Dark Ages because it didn't grab me the way Eternal did. Which sucks, because I love Doom, but, like... I don't know, the Dark Ages just feels a little different for some reason. Like, it's still a good game and it's a fun game, but I don't know. It didn't constantly have me wanting to, like, play it, which kind of sucks. Because that's what I look for in a game. Like, I've been playing Subnautica recently because I love that game. And the replayability of that game is fantastic. Okay. So, back to what we were doing. I'm trying to think. Okay. Which of you guys have never played Subnautica? That's a good game. Play that game. I'm going to do symmetry so I don't screw myself up this time. Topology. Okay. Let's make sure it's actually doing it. Yes, it is. Did you see the Discord message? Probably not. Did you send me one? Oh, God. I do have a lot of Discord request messages. But I don't have one from you. No, I didn't see it. Where'd you post it? I told you about it last time. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was supposed to respond to you. Let's see. Let me catch up again. Sorry, this week has been hell, so I kind of missed out on a lot of messages and stuff. I see you typing. Let's see. I think it depends. Here, I'll send you a message now. When is that? Let me find out. Let's see. Okay, I just responded to you. Okay, that's solid. That's looking better. That reduces down, so pretty happy with that. Well, now, let's look at my concept art. See what we got to do with the back of this thing. So the back of this thing kind of comes right up into a little, like, teardrop swoop. So it's just like... Alright. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to heavily modify this piece. Oop. Wow, that's terrible. Let's delete that. I could just start from scratch, but I'm going to be insufferable instead. Let's see. Separate. Okay. All right. Beautiful. And there's this one piece. It's looking like it's one piece. Yeah, so this kind of scoops down and then seals everything off. Okay. Let's see. Cool, cool. So we'll get this like basically shaped. I'm also gonna apply the material to this. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. Which one is it? There it is. Okay. Let me get that initial shape kind of going here. I know that'll be that, so this has to meet up here. And it goes pretty sharp, so I think that'll be pretty solid. Okay, get that straightened out. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Is it night for you? Yeah, so it's 8:50 for me right now. In the evening. I've been doing some retopo on hard surface lately, and it works like magic in fixing the topology. Yeah, so that's actually how I fixed my Project 77 chip, because the original mesh on that was terrible. I hated it, so I actually retopologized it, and that taught me a lot about topology back then. What's up, No Trust? How are you? I feel like topo is just one of those things you really never stop kind of learning about and like fixing and finding better ways to do things. Which is kind of unfortunate because it's miserable. Alright. So obviously I want this to, there we go. Just a little bit better curvature there. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so this is where it starts to kind of split off a little bit. Okay. So that's already kind of fitting together really nicely. Cool. Sweet. So I can go ahead, do a multi-cut. Kind of right in the middle there. And just kind of same thing. Cool. That way that just starts kind of fitting together. Nice. It's looking pretty good. Let's see. All right. How did you originally get into doing this line of work? The 3D God summoned him to help new artists. 3:51 a.m. in the UK. It's a late one. Ooh, man. So I got into it back in high school. Actually, I went to what was kind of considered a second chance school because I was a miserable student. I was awful. I almost failed middle school because I was just so bad. But the school, my dad wanted me to take an IT program, so I did the IT program there. That's why I'm employed outside of this. But on top of that, they had a 3D modeling program, basically. So I took the 3D modeling class because I knew that I wanted to, like, I've known ever since I was a kid, like, I wanted to work on movies. Like, making monsters and stuff. And so I started the 3D modeling class, which we slowly turned into like a 3D everything class where we did simulation, we did animation, we did all sorts of stuff. So I got to spend 4 years of high school, or 3 years of high school? Yeah, 3 years of high school doing that. I did competitions throughout the country and like just had a really good time with it. And then I went to college for it. And then I stopped doing it for a long time and realized that I was lacking something to be passionate about in my life. And I got back into it, and now I'm here. Helping people. I was a good student, like those 95, 99%, and everyone was pissed and supportive at the same time when I chose 3D. Yeah, I was a terrible student. I was not a good kid. I mean, I was a good kid, but like, I was just not a good student. But yeah, that's how I got into it. 3D was not like my first choice. I was just like, it was an option for me in high school. So I was like, well, that sounds fun. I guess I'll do that. All right, so that's gonna be kind of, I'm gonna have to do a little bit something a little different here. Kind of the same thing with like teaching 3D. Like I didn't necessarily plan for that to be a thing. It just kind of happened. I enjoy it though. Don't get me wrong. There's no better feeling than having somebody like message me telling me how much I've helped them. So that's kind of one of the main things that keeps me going, because you know it's tough doing all this stuff, and so to know that it's appreciated is always cool. All right, Matt, as you know, it's breakfast time for me. You go get some breakfast, Cricks, and have a good day. That's so cool. Have you worked on any movies? We all appreciate you teaching us. You've helped massively with my portfolio so far. I'm glad. I really appreciate that. So I haven't done any movies. In high school, I got to be a little part, like not even like a credited part. I got to go do some stuff on Terminator Salvation, like on set, because it was filming out here. We have Albuquerque Studios, which is now Netflix Studios. So I got to do a little bit of stuff on Terminator Salvation. That was cool. I got to play with that. I was a little bit involved with an old show called In Plain Sight. I got to do a couple shoots on that, but never got to do any VFX stuff, minus some like indie films that I've done, or like helped with anyway. Like there was one film where I got hired to remove a microphone from a window or from a mirror in a bar, and so I've done weird stuff here and there, but nothing like critically cool to talk about. It was cool experiencing Terminator though. That was for sure kind of a cool highlight. Because we got to work when they were doing the helicopter scene. There's a scene in Terminator Salvation where they're flying in a helicopter over a river, and there's these like snake bot things that are attacking them. And so we got to go on set and like take a look at that whole set, and it was really cool because it was in a soundstage, and they had this like quarter section of a helicopter hanging from the ceiling that they were filming from, and the entire soundstage was built up to look like a river, and they had like a little elevated portion that the water was in and everything. It was really cool. It was an awesome thing to experience. But that's about the extent of like my real industry involvement currently. Don't remember choosing this life. It chose me. Exactly. Let's see. Not too many people teaching my either. Yeah, it's pretty rare, which is kind of sad because like it's industry standard, and like people who are going into this need to learn it, and like unless you pay for ridiculously expensive schools, there's really no easy way to learn it. So I'm glad that I can kind of fill that gap a little bit. Like I'm not a master at it by any means, but I know enough to be a good teacher on it. Dude, I love Salvation. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope to go somewhere in animation eventually. Shame it's so competitive. Yeah, it is a bummer. Like I would like to be working in it myself, but it's just so tough. Um, yeah, Salvation's cool. It's one of my favorites, even though it didn't critically do well. I liked it. Everyone out here doing cool stuff. I spent yesterday listening to a buddy showing off his boob rigs. Hey, that's cool stuff too, man. Hi, you're very handsome. Give me a little modeling of this mailbox pillar around 16, 18. Wait, what? Mailbox pillar 16 or 18 tries and create a door hole. Bad stain. Okay, Gyak. I don't really know what that means, but sweet. My favorite Terminator is Salvation. Salvation's cool. I don't know. There's MCG was he was just really like ahead of his time at that time, and like I feel like now like I don't know what happened to him because he recently did oh, what's that book movie? It was a book that just came out too. Oh, The Uglies. He did The Uglies, and like it was a good movie, but like I don't know, it just lacked like his visual style. And he had this cool grungy visual style. It's kind of the same thing with like Neil Blomkamp, and I don't know, I really liked it. Salvation to me was like one of those movies that I was like when I saw it in school, and like it was cool because our school was involved with it. Like we had like one of the banners. So like when you walked into our school, we had this giant Terminator Salvation banner for like the first like year that the movie had come out and like was released on DVD and all that stuff. And so it was just really cool seeing that. And so I don't know, that movie just kind of holds a special place in my heart. Even though like yeah, it's not the best, but it's better than Genesis. Anything is better than Genesis. Genesis should not have been made. Let's see. You know more and teach better than my lectures and my courses, and I paid 9,000 a year. That's a big compliment, so I appreciate that. I like that. I Yeah, I don't like that. That's a common compliment that I get because, like, you're right. You guys pay a lot for these schools. I paid a lot for my school, and I didn't learn a lot. So, you know, I don't know. I guess there's a part of like spite in me that wants to fix that issue because I don't think it's right that that issue exists. But yeah, I learned a bunch apparently by attaching a triangle, and apparently it has to be a triangle to the last bone. You can use it as a pivot for real. Dude, that's amazing. Oh god, that's one thing that people always attach to with some of those games too is like the jiggle physics. So it's like I guess it's important. It's an important part of it. Salvation was good, just needed a bit more story. Yeah, I think story-wise, I think they were trying to set it up so they could do like a trilogy, and it just didn't play out. At least in the future, it just felt so much better. Yeah, that's the part I liked. Is like it was this dirty, grungy, nasty, just destroyed future. And I don't know, it was just really cool. And then they tried to do it with like Genesis, and Genesis felt like a plastic toy compared to the way they did it in Salvation. And like we haven't had that same look since then. They kind of recreated it with was it Dark Ages? What the hell was the new one? Terminator Dark something? Dark Fate. Dark Fate was pretty cool. They kind of recreated that like feeling. I enjoyed that a lot more than Genesis. Not as much as Salvation, but it was at least cooler. Art schools are so upsetting, but at the same time, it's set on me this path, so bittersweet. You know, yeah. I think I'm, I think I'm lucky because like I didn't have to pick it in a college. Like I knew what I wanted to do for school because I already had a career set up, so I wasn't really worried about that. But it does suck that they kind of prey on like people who don't necessarily know what they want to do, and they just slap them with a bunch of money and say, "Here, come do this," and take advantage of people. So it's one of those things like you can go to a good art school. Like there are good art schools out there and there are good like creative schools. But you just got to be careful with what you choose. Variation of Terminators and Salvation was what made it for me. The motorbike ones were awesome. Yes, the motorbike. The only one I didn't really like was the. That's another good story. So there's the scene with the people snatcher. I forget what that one was called. The big giant one that grabs people out of the gas station. We were going to a concert. It was like I think it was Mayhem Fest. So we were driving up to a concert, and as we were driving up, there was this huge explosion in the distance, and it was a gas station. And we were like, "Holy crap! What was that?" It was them filming. So we had no idea that was going on out there. So because our one of our main concert venues is really close to the studios. So if you ever look up like where Albuquerque Studios is, or Netflix now, there's a concert venue right across the street from it. And then where they filmed that scene, it was like way down the mesa. And so we were all freaked out because there was this massive explosion. And we couldn't find anything about it in the news, but it's because they blew up a set. But yeah, all of the different variations of the Terminators in that movie were really cool. Genesis is funny because my Tim teacher said he was comparing the metal 3D printers to our current 3D printers, and he was like, "We're around the corner from that." Not yet. The reason a school can suffer is trying to stay in the margins for accreditation in multiple states that have their own requirements. Yeah, that's true. College needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of reform, if we're being totally honest. Just everywhere. Art school specifically, just because I don't think it needs to be as expensive as it is. Okay. Well, that's working a lot better. Cool. That's playing well. I like that. I know exactly which scene you're on. It's crazy as you witness it. I know, it was wild. Like, we were really confused, and then when we were leaving the concert, we were, like, trying to see if there was, like, still smoke and everything, but, like, they had long cleared out. But we were so far away, you couldn't really see that there was a camera crew and everything down there, so it was just kind of weird. Let's see. I've only stuck with the school I'm at now. It's because I had a handful of classes left to finish, but the curriculum is severely outdated for the demand this term. They expect us to crank out 4 character models from concept to texture in 8 weeks. That's insanity. That's insane. Like, I mean, maybe if, like, the quality is lower, but... The biggest problem that I have with a lot of schools and a lot of, like, even online courses sometimes is that they try to get you to do as much as quickly as possible instead of teaching you about quality and control and, you know, actually spending the time to do things correctly. And it's just not the way to do it. And, like, that was the big thing with the school I went to, right? Like, it was an accelerated program. So, like, they were like, here, ZBrush, here, Nuke, here, Maya, here, Mudbox. Like, we didn't learn Mudbox, but, like, there were just all of these different applications, like, one month after another. And, like, you never got to really focus on something. So, like, when you left, you felt like you were hit by a grenade because you're like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, I burned out so badly out of college. And so that's something that, like, I want to help people avoid because that sucks, man. That's not even what you're going to do in the job, though. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you're not going to be expected to do that. You're going to be spending months on some of these assets, depending on the actual time constraints. So, like, there's no need. You know, roughly 4 to 6 weeks per asset if you start from the beginning. Yeah. 2 months for an asset's doable, but 8 assets in 1 month, that's insane. Or four assets in 8 weeks. That's insane. That's 2 per month. So, like, I mean, I guess if they're cool with, like, lesser quality, maybe. Okay, it's 4 a.m., so I gotta go to bed, but keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm glad I came across your channel. Tom, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out tonight. It's good chatting with you. Junior should pump out a decent model in that time frame. Yeah, that's fair. They don't even teach ZBrush or Substance, only Mudbox, and they have not discussed retopology at any time. Yeah, so my biggest gripe when I graduated from college was I learned that they didn't teach us about retopology. Maybe they would have had I done the character course portion of it, because I went straight to hard surface modeling. But the 2 biggest things they didn't teach us about, which are fundamentals, we didn't learn about topology, and we didn't learn about UVing. I graduated college after spending $50-something thousand, and I didn't even know what UV unwrapping did. I didn't know what its function was. I didn't know why it existed. Didn't know. So when that stuff happens, it drives me nuts because you can spend a week learning UV mapping. It's really not that hard. Or spend a couple sessions teaching students how topology works. Like, you shouldn't be leaving everything up to the student to figure out in their off time. It's just not fair. Yeah, it's not fair. No UVing is wild. Yep, that's what you get for $56,000. My main issue with my college is that we have instructors there that haven't worked in the industry because they count freelance as industry experience. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't doubt it, because I know you and I went to the same school. I don't doubt it, but I didn't know that. I thought they were all industry pros. I paid too much money for that. Damn, I didn't even try to do that way, but it worked. That's pretty. I like that. What off time? What off time? 45 seconds. Unfortunately, it's actually been a really cool stream talking to everybody. They have their lab instructors now that are students that graduated and they needed bodies. Wonder if they do remote work. I could take it. I could do a job there. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable accepting money from that school. I was kind of hoping a certain school that followed me on Instagram was going to offer me a job, but they haven't reached out yet, so I'm not going to bug. But it would be cool. Oh, it's not a livable... Oh, bummer. Well, then I don't want it. Plus, you'd have to relocate to a place that's really humid. Okay, so I wouldn't mind the humidity. That's why I was asking if they did remote jobs, because that would be kind of cool. I would live with the humidity. It's the fact that I'd be living in Florida. That would be the problem. Nobody wants to live there. Like, I love going there, but... Florida's fine to live in. I had no issues. Oh, that's right, because you went on site. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I'm from Baltimore, so who knows? I'm from dry place that doesn't have a river anymore because it's too dry here. So I could use the humidity. Baltimore. Never been. Oh, why we don't have a river? Because we didn't get any snow this year. I think we got like 1 day of snow, and it was not nearly enough to like create snowpack. Because like the problem is the Rio Grande River that runs through New Mexico relies on snowpack to like stay relatively full. And usually summer we ride through. I think this is like the first time in 40 years that this has happened, which is terrifying now that I think about it. But yeah, basically our river's dry. Let me see. I can find it. Yeah, so that's supposed to be full of water. It's not good. I'm so burnt out right now, and I have 3 projects lined up because my stupid ass doesn't know how to say no. Yeah, I don't blame you there. I'm kind of the same way. I have a big project I'm working on outside of this that like is taking up a lot of my bandwidth. So I get that. I definitely need to get better at saying no myself too. But all right, guys, it's been an awesome stream tonight. I appreciate hanging out with each and every one of you. It's been cool chatting and sharing stories tonight. How do you keep yourself motivated to create something? That's a good question. I don't necessarily know. I think most of it's just like pure like will to survive in art. I love improving. I think that's what keeps me going, is I love improving my skills and making every next project the best project, you know? So the big thing that motivates me is just continually improving my skill set and getting better. That's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Instagram, you guys are going to be the first ones to go because you can't raid or do anything on here. But I appreciate you all immensely for hanging out, and I will see you throughout my reels and other things until Monday. Oh, no. I won't be live on Monday because I'm going to go see Fantastic Four. So maybe I'll do like a midweek stream next week or something. But I will see you guys next week. You guys have a wonderful and a safe weekend. Bye, Instagram. All right. YouTube. Same to you guys. Oh yeah, there are little crowns on YouTube. That's new. Huh, that's different. Alright, everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, hanging out. Always appreciated. I will see you guys all live soon next week. You guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. And then Twitch, hang around, because we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid is a good question.